And I promised you people a poetry video with lots of meat, like a hamburger with nothing but the bun, right? That's what you keep getting. But listen, I'm going to do the video on, I've decided it'll be done on Tuesday, this next Tuesday morning, I think, or possibly even Wednesday. And I promise I'm going to let you know. But I had the craziest thing happen a few days ago. I walked out of my back door and I've got a pecan tree out there, pecan down here in the south is what we say. And that pecan tree has a bunch of limbs hanging down. I've got to have them cut because I can't park my car. But look, I just got up, okay? I'm just putting my makeup on, and I've kind of been up all night messing with the my babies, the Persians, and I've got one here and something I invented. I invented the roll shirt, and you just roll it up right here, and you keep your babies in it. And I've got another one right here, and I'm keeping him in it too. Let's just sock him right in there. And this is my little, very short live stream this morning. I have another one over there just a hollering. But these babies don't act like they feel good, and I'm just worried slap to death about them. But there they are in the roll shirt, and I've got all three of them now, and aren't they the prettiest thing? I'm gonna take them to the vet as soon um, as the vet gets off the golf course or wherever he's at on Monday. I'm planning on take these three persons to the vet because they just don't act like they're feeling good. What in the world am I doing wrong here? You know, their mama got sick and their mama went outside, and I doctored her a little and she's a lot better, but I'm not letting her back in here because these three have been took over with their nursing stuff by the other Persian mama. So I went out the back door back to the story and ran into one of those limbs because I was looking down on the dirt, and I wasn't looking where I was going, and look what I did to my eye. This eye is just black and blue in here. And I had a girlfriend that said who had hit me in the eye, and I said, well, nobody that I remember being have a right hook to the eye. I've given one before that landed myself on my front porch. I had a guy one time come to my door that I didn't like it. It scared me. And I'm telling you, bad poetry here don't care, does it? I've just woke up, people. But anyway, let's get this live stream going. I think it's still live. But anyway, I've been up with the Persians, and there's one of them laying right there. Boy, he don't feel good. I don't know what's the matter with him. They are being nursed by that other cat, and I've given them a bath, and I don't believe they have any fleas on them and stuff like that. But like I said, poetry here don't care. Folks, I love you all. I am just dropping by to see what condition my condition is in. And I'm trying to show you my eye here that I ran into. I ran into the tree limb and really hit my eye hard. I thought I was going to have to find my eye doctor, Dr. Murphy, but Dr. Murphy's on his plane somewhere looking at flying over the beaches and looking at the ocean or something. I don't know where he's at. But so I didn't go, but I planned to do that too. I popped myself on the head right there on the eye. So wonder I didn't put my eyes are not good anyway. I had eye surgery a few years ago among all my many adventures. But anyway, I'm just dropping in. Let's see if this thing is working, okay? And I am going to give you an in-depth tutorial on poetry. And people say, "Oh, honey, you've got to do better than that." There's no money in poetry, honey. For me, there's never been any money in poetry. There's been a lot of me being legitimately published in magazines. I had 3 lines of poetry I wrote on one whole page one time. I had a novel published in New York that was on one page by itself, I think, with another book, maybe Cosmopolitan. So I done been there and done all that, and I made a little Jack Rabbit, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But I'm working with my Persians right now, and you see what dolls they are. And I don't want nothing to happen to my Persians. This is the mama right here. Uh, she's laying right there watching what I'm doing. So we're gonna see if we can get her over there to nurse them right now. I do want to see. I love it when you people drop in. Do you want me? Do you all want the poetry, in-depth poetry video? I say hi, baby. Dennis, hi. See one guy that says has Romania or something like that. I don't know where he's from. But hello, sweethearts. I hope you all right and appreciate poetry. I am going to do in-depth poetry. Hey, Sarah, I've seen you before, and I appreciate you so much. You see my ceiling up there in the background. That's from Hurricane Helene, and all that's got to be repaired. So it's a miracle I'm even here, and I've got the Persians to see about today. If you if you want poetry from me, you're gonna get it, and you're gonna get it to the nth. And like I say about tea south of Macon, if you love poetry, you're my kind of person, and I raise a glass of sweet tea, my sister. And if you don't like poetry, raise your literary bar. And one thing I thought that I would do, how many of you love Jennifer Nettles? Because I think, you know what? In the future, she's one of my lifelong great close friends. Her mother is Carla Sue, and she was an English teacher all her life. And I think as soon as I get down to Jekyll Island, I'm going to get Carla on this video talking about some of the poetry that she taught, because she's a major poetry lover. Jennifer's mama, Carla Sue, is. And I just wanted to mention that. And I do have some other poets. If I can catch up with Dr. Phyllis Estes, I'm going to interview her in this poetry podcast that I do. I will tell you this, Dr. Estes has a third world country storytelling radio show. You don't know that, but you're going to get the goods from me about how to write poetry. Hi, Linda. I just really yeah, somebody's saying something to me to see what it is. Can you maybe greed more? Somebody's saying where you from, honey. I'm not gonna tell you my street address, because one thing I don't want here, and one thing my mama didn't want was company. My mother, before she died, for years and years, she loved sports. And every time she started watching the Braves, she said somebody would come in, and one of the last things that she ever said in this life was, I hope they fire Bobby Cox. And people, I love you people, and I tell you one thing. Hello, Linda. How are you doing? You're from the USA. I see that. And Crystal, you seem to be saying, can you maybe greet more? Are you saying, can I greet you more? Honey, I don't think I can greet anybody right now. I've got these kittens here in my lap. These are the Persians, and I've been up with them, and I'm going to be up with them all day. And I'm going to sleep with them on my chest like this because I'm going to take them to the vet in the morning and try to figure out why they're losing their energy instead of gaining. Um, and I plan to do the poetry video, let's just say Tuesday or possibly even Wednesday. I have things to do here just like you people, like comb my hair and stuff like that. You know, when you get old like I am, you get that Jeff Foxworthy. You get that. One of my good friends years ago was a guy named Louis Grizzard, and he wrote the funniest columns for the Atlanta Journal. We loved him so much. He died with heart trouble. And so that was such a great loss. But I'm just chatting here. I'm just dropping in to say hello, you people. Honey, I live in the pure backwoods down here of Georgia. Now, John Richards and I, today, right now, we've got a place up in Tennessee. He's got a house up there, and I go up there and I do a lot of writing up there, and I plan to do more writing during when Hurricane Helene hit a year and a half ago. I had a book that was coming out called Prayers from the River of Life, and you will love that if you would get it off of Amazon. My prayers to you for that, and I had that book within 2 pages of being finished. And of course, I didn't have power here for 7 days. You can see those videos on my YouTube channel here. And it was just, it's one of the most horrible things I've ever been through. And my life being hit by a hurricane. That Hurricane Helene came in at the Gulf of Mexico, which is 2 hours here south of me and west going toward the Gulf. And then, you know, I'm about an hour and a half from the East Coast, so I'm at a wonderful location here in the backwoods of Georgia. I'm not going to give you my street address because God knows I don't need a robber. But anyway, I will tell you this, and I have bodyguards and alligators out there and stuff like that, so that ain't nobody going to bother me. But I will tell you what, if you'll just pray for the Persians today, and let's try to get some relief going for them, and I will take them to the vet if I can get over there tomorrow. And I did hit myself in the eye. It is sore. I probably do need to go to the eye doctor, but you know, I'm not one of these hypochondriacs. I just don't run back and forth to the doctor all the time, and I will give you a video very soon. I'm going to start with the videos on the books, some of the books I've written, and I've been asked, and it is, I can say, a little bit of a high interest. The last book that I wrote that was a bestseller on 5 bestseller lists, in fact, on Amazon. The last book was called What God Told Me, about a mighty, miraculous, wonder-working, powerful healing that I got last summer. Not this summer, last summer in May. I was healed in the name of Jesus, and I want you to be also. If you have a problem with your body, if you have a problem in your family with someone that you love dearly and you need to pray for them, I will be praying for them. I want to tell you how much I love you today and care for you. Hello. Again, I appreciate you people dropping in. Is this a good time to do a live stream? Would you prefer I do it earlier in the morning, later in the day? You tell me. I'm not one of these people from across the big pond trying to make money on YouTube. I just love YouTube, and I've been on here for longer than they have, and I'm just on here talking about life in general, which is very interesting right now. But I will be doing poetry. Then let's just say I'll do it on Wednesday. That'll give me more time to look around this house, under stuff, and around behind pictures, and find my notes on poetry, which I could do the video right now and it would help you a lot. But I also promised you some marketing and PR advice. You know, there's anthologies out there that you can get your poetry published in. You don't have to pay these people. If you contact a magazine and they say, yeah, for $4 we'll include your poem, or for 40, or maybe this is a contest and you'll have to pay a reading fee for 15. Go on and go to another site, because there's poetry in some of the great magazines this day and time. They publish your poetry and pay you a few dollars. How about them apples? Now, here's what we've got to know about poetry. And I am going to get into this at great length on Wednesday. This is not the morning I'm going to get into it, because, like I said, I haven't even looked for my notes. I'm tied up to the earlobes in kittens this morning. I've got to see about them. I've got to go get some more of that kitten formula and try my best to keep these chunkies alive for a few days, and then I'm taking them to the vet. I appreciate you all. Please let me know in your comments what time of the morning is a good time for you to get on here and just look at my battered face right there where I got the black eye over there. And by the way, that eye right there, that is the eye that I had the cataract surgery down in Brunswick a few years ago, and that's the eye that didn't do as good as the other eye. So have you ever thought your eyes, maybe you're not exactly balanced or matched up? Mine never have been. Plus, I've been kicked by a horse one time, and almost ruined me, but didn't. And I got up and I slugged that horse one. So I really didn't do that. I would never slug an animal. I would slug an animal, but I darn sure slug a human. But anyway, little human there, I will see you on Wednesday with more info on poetry. And I will give you an idea that I've got. I have been wanting for a number of years to start my own poetry society and originate it out of this place I call Foggy Valley here. This is Foggy Valley. My mother called it Foggy Valley. And I'm interested in starting a free poetry society and publishing free poetry journals about 4 times a year. How would you like that? Would you like that? Would you like to see your poetry in a poetry journal? And maybe we could have a contest, and this could be a very literary thing, because I'm a perfectionist, and what I like about poetry is I like that it can be 4 lines or 5 lines, and I also like that it could be 20 lines. And so I'm talking about a free verse in the great style of a man from my teenage years, Rod McEwen, who wrote free verse poetry that we all fell in love with him, just like we fell in love with Greg Allman and a few more of those creative types back in those days. And Peter, Paul, and Mary, and Sonny and Cher, boy, that was Anyway, I'll be back on Wednesday if you will give me a time. If you have time to get up and get your coffee made or whatever you drink for breakfast, go ahead and get it out. You know what? We'll just party on Wednesday morning, let's say. And let's say we'll do it about, I would say, 10 o'clock, and I'll be here with you guys, and I will do a live stream because I just like you saying hello to me. You know, there's the eye. Maybe that'll get better. Bye bye for now. Hello. Well, so here I am back for just a second. I wanted to, um, I wanted to say, hello, to, I believe her name is Crystal. She wanted me to greet her on here, and hello, Crystal. And I also want to say hello to Donna K. Frisbee down in Florida, one of my lifelong best friends. She and I were born in the old library, which was the hospital at that time. I think we were in the same room because I remember her hollering from the time she was born till the time we left the hospital. Oh no, that was me hollering. I'm sorry, and her laughing over there. So, but I want to say hello to her. Now, I really want to greet Crystal because Crystal's been wanting me to greet her, and I really love that she's on here. Linda, hello, hello down there to some other guy that's trying to say hello to me. I'm going to try to get this morning video up as fast as I can. I don't really know how to do all this stuff, but I'm going to try to. And I see that my top fans on here are all of you. Linda, the fact is, I'll be able to name you guys later on when I figure this thing out. I don't, I've been a tech person kind of all my life, but you don't know this, but when I learned how to work on a computer, it was what we called back in those days dial up. And when I was getting my master's degree down in Florida, Florida State University, one of my many degrees. I know a guy that brags about his college degrees all the time, and that's okay. It's quite an accomplishment. But there's nothing really to brag about except the memories that we make while we're doing that. And one of my memories was we had to dial up, literally, on a telephone to a supercomputer in Palo Alto, California, just to get on the internet. It was the World Wide Web, the WWW. I learned to type on a black and white screen computer, and then when I upgraded to an amber screen, man, I thought I was just and that was before a lot of you young people were born. But I can tell you so many things, and I will, trust me, tell you those many things. The story lady is right here with you. So, poetry on Wednesday, Crystal. You've got the greeting, darling of a lifetime. Hello, Crystal, and thank you so much. Y'all all be praying for my Persian babies right here. I've got a little bit of a ways to go with them. I see you on Wednesday. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm just going to show more messages, and I'm going to let all the messages be shown as soon as I can figure this out. And let's just stop this right now and